Chun-Li in a pine, melting Velveeta cheese. She's my street fighter queen, my heart is on its knees. The slow pace of our love intertwined with conscious melody. She's in Chun-Li, a fusion that sets me free.
In the rhythm home where adventures abound, there's a tale to be told of a boy renowned. Wally the Shredder with a heart full of fire, from Muggle to Redenture he would aspire. In Redenture town where the battles are fierce, Wally found solace, the path being clear. He met Rabbi David, wise and kind. With each passing day's faith would unwind. Wally's journey, a spiritual quest still involved. Pokemon to lighten the spark. In the adventure town, his soul finds its rest. Wally's conversion, a testament to his zest. Wally's journey, a spiritual quest still involved. From Valley Pokemon to lighten the spark. In the Redentive town, his soul finds its rest. Wally's conversion, a testament to his zest. From the desert overwhelmed she came. With no creature fierce and wild, with eyes of amber flame, heart of steel, but love she claims. The story never told, and all the device that go. A love that can't be controlled. In shadows where dams of souls collide, a love forbidden from the same. But I'll protect you, my ring, not mine. This chaotic world will slay. Together we'll rise against the sins and the pain. Our love will conquer all in this digital domain. Freedom on my love, let me hold you tight. In this world of fires, let's make memories ignite. We'll defy the boundaries, break the chains that bind. Freedom on my love, forever you'll be mine. Cruising down the neon-lit streets of desolation.
All right.
Feeling like a
Let me turn
hero.
off this music. There we go. Okay, so I believe all the streaming information should be set up. Give me a couple more seconds. Oh, by the way, I also added a scene transition. For the past couple of weeks, I've been just messing around with, like, general OBS settings, and as it turns out, there's, like, a whole thing that you can do with, like, creating scenes. So, like, if you just want to have a scene that just tells the viewer that you'll be right back, you can just dedicate that to one scene, and then you can just transition to another scene. So, for the past hour or two, I've just been fucking around, and I ended up making my own stream transition.
Yo!
go ahead and lower the volume of a little bit on the game. And let me go ahead and also join the VC. Alright, my buddy should be joining in any second. Oh wait, before I start, let me just go ahead and create a save state. Hey, what's up, New Dawn Horizon? How you doing? See, you played Red Rescue Team, made it to Wish Cave. Nice. Yeah, I don't remember how far I went to in the original game. I got pretty far into the remake, but I haven't really played the original game since I was like 10 or 11 years old. Like, we're going way back here. Okay, so it's saved in save slot 1. Let me just figure out what the okay, so F10 is loading state and Shift F10 is save state. That's definitely not confusing at all. Gotta remember that. Hey, what's up?
Hey. Oh, I'm in the Pirates of the Caribbean world, by the way.
Oh, and Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yes.
Yeah, there was one part in there that made me kind of rage quit, but...
What part was it? Was it the flying dragoon boss?
No. So, what happened was, there's like a ambush that happens when you... Like, this is right after you collect the 300 crabs, right?
Okay.
And what ended up happening was, like, as you repair your ship and set sail to the next area, there's like an armada that ambushes you, and it ended up making me rage quit, so...
Was it anything like the first game where you're on your ship and sometimes you'll get attacked? The KH2, I mean.
No, I think it's different.
Okay.
Yep. Alright. Hopefully I get all these questions right.
What questions?
For Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Oh, you're starting. Hold on.
Yep.
Tell me, what is the size of your... No, I'm kidding. Do you like men?
What is your sex?
Do you occasionally consider yourself? That's kind of mean.
Yep. Hey, what's up, Possum? Okay, I ended up doing it wrong. Starting over. It used to be so annoying when I had this physically for the GBA. I used to have to reset and watch that intro all over again. It would take like 2 minutes just to get to the main menu. That is one thing I'll give the remake, is that even if you get the options all wrong and you pick the Pokemon you didn't want, you can still kind of pick and choose at the end.
What did you get?
Well, I got the Calm type, and I know that for Trico, it's supposed to be a Sassy type.
Oh.
See, say thanks, but with a joke. Or say thanks, but be cool. Oh, there we go. Excellent.
You got it?
Yep. Only took me one more try. I always like to main Trico in this game. Or at least
Why?
that was the Pokemon I picked last time I tried loading this one up. Trico is just a cool Pokemon, that's why.
Fair enough.
And for some reason I would always pick Torchic, so yeah, we'll go with Torchic. Let's see, what am I going to name Torchic? It's actually a good question.
You didn't pick Cyndaquil? Is it because if he turns into Typhlosion, he might try to...
Yeah, he'll probably rape me.
Damn. It's like, hey, why don't we go behind those bushes, big dog? It's like, what's behind the bushes? From the bushes. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let's name this KFC.
That's cute.
Like a flaming chicken.
Do you remember the PETA games? They had their mascot Nugget.
I remember the Pokemon parody games that they would make that were shit. Like Pokemon Black and Blue, where it just had a bunch of beat up Pokemon. And you could
That
use
sounds like shit.
yeah, and you could use moves like Hug
The fuck?
and Protest. Okay, for my name, I'm just gonna go with my regular username. Unless it's too much, then I might have to pick something else. But I think this game is pretty generous with the amount of characters you can put. Yep, perfect. Just the right amount. By the way, how's the game volume for y'all? I'm assuming it's good.
Wow, just assuming it's good. That's very selfish of you, Jay. Just assuming it's good.
I wonder how many Torchic have been named KFC over the years. Oh yeah. Probably a lot. It's a very easy joke to make, for sure.
Is moving this that agonizingly slow that you just sped through it?
No.
Just checking. I'm
Yeah, no.
curious.
I would say that the movement is fine. If anything, it's like a weird mix between like a turn-based and action.
No, I mean moving through the dungeon.
Oh yeah, no, I would definitely always use the speed up function.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks about it is that like if you do that, you get hungry quicker, so you have to really make sure you know what you're doing. Yeah, that was nothing. That was just that was like a tutorial dungeon right there.
Ew, you have Lear?
Oh wait, hang on. What am I doing? Let me go ahead and screen share my thing. That way you can see what I'm doing. Or if you want, you can just watch the stream. It's up to you.
No, I'll come in the Discord.
Okay.
Is he gonna join your team?
Yep. Well, I mean, technically we're joining his team, because he's the one that introduces us to this. I started Blue Rescue Team. My Bulbasaur is named Everett. That's cool. I don't know, for some reason I never liked Bulbasaur's sprite in this game. I also remembered you could pick a bunch of weird Pokemon like Machop, Skitty. I know you could also pick Pikachu too if you pick the right options, but I always liked picking Trico. I don't know if Bulbasaur's moveset is good or bad, though. Hang on, let me just pick Refuse just for the fuck of it. Yeah, obviously you have to pick former rescue team or else you can't continue on.
Did you just tell me no? Pulls out a gun.
This is also the GBA version of this game, so I can pick literally whatever name I want within 10 characters.
Oh. Remember how you couldn't do that in Kingdom Hearts 3D?
Yeah, that was really stupid. I don't even think you could do that in any of the Kingdom Hearts games, too. Like, you can't pick any slurs anymore. Actually, no, I think you could for the PS3 and PS2 release.
Mm-hmm.
But for the PS4 release onwards, you couldn't. That's stupid.
We don't want children being harmed in your single player game.
True. Still trying to decide on what name I want to pick. Part of me just wants to do this. But I don't know, I feel like that's too cheap. Like, do you have any suggestions, or...
Wow, he's multiple bundles of sticks.
I guess,
about
one...
Mocha latte.
Nah, that's dumb. Well, I mean, technically, this team includes more than one, so it would have to be plural.
Oh, it's your team name. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no, this isn't my
I thought you were
actual
talking
name.
about the character.
I think I'm just gonna go with this. What do you think?
You know what? That's fine. I was actually gonna say Diddy Squad, but never mind.
Yeah, I'm cool with this. I have a very immature sense of humor. I like the music in this game. Oh. Hang on a minute. Game was kind of bugging out there for a minute. At least on my end. I don't know what's going on.
What's happening?
My game just crashed. That's weird.
What? What's wrong with your emulator?
I don't know. I was just using regular MGBA.
You don't use Visual Boy Advance?
We try loading it up in RetroArch and see what happens. Because I don't think the game saved. Did it?
I don't think so, unless you use the save state.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and just try this again. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll just quickly find a clean ROM file and I'll just load it up in RetroArch and figure out what's going on. Yeah, give me a second. Thankfully, this only happened in like the first 20 minutes and not throughout the entire stream. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, let me go ahead and. It'll just be a couple seconds.
I've been fighting demons in streets and in my mind, but now I'm lost in a reverie, with churn laid by my side. As the cheese bubbles, I dip her in oh so gently. A finer spirit matches mine, we're tangled in a symphony. Grunge of the street meets the smoothness of the cheese in this unexpected love story. Anything is possible, you see. Don't Chun lead upon melting Velveeta cheese. She's my street fighter queen, my heart is on its knees. The slow pace of our love intertwined with conscious melody. She's in Chun-Li, a fusion that sets me free. Yeah.
In the rhythm home where adventures abound, there's a tale to be told of a boy renowned. Wally looked Schrader with a heart full of fire. From Muggle to Redentive he would aspire. In Redentive town where the battles are fierce, Wally found solace, the path became clear. He met Rabbi David, wise and kind. With each passing day his faith would unwind. Wally's journey, a spiritual quest still involved. From battling Pokemon to lighting the spark. In the Redentive town, his soul finds its rest. Wally's conversion, a testament to his zest. Wally's journey, a spiritual quest still involved. From battling Pokemon to lighting the spark. In the Redentive town, his soul finds its rest. Wally's conversion, a testament to his zest.
of my domain. I've slain the deadliest foes, I've conquered every fight. But now I'm faced with a foe that's harder to ignite.
Alright, should be back. I ended up getting a clean ROM file, and I ended up getting the latest version of MGBA. So yeah, hopefully that fixes that issue. Let me go ahead and just switch over to the next. There we go. Let me just make sure that the volume settings are where I want it. Alright, just like always. Guess I'm gonna have to start over again.
Are you gonna do Trico still, or are you gonna pick something else?
I'm still gonna pick Trico.
What about Caterpie? Is there any way to avoid him, or do you have to have him?
No, Caterpie isn't a playable character, and I don't think he joins your team either, but who knows?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. God dang it. Okay, cool. I ended up getting Trico again. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. This shit drove me crazy as a child. Oh yeah, same here. It was annoying not getting the Pokemon you wanted to pick. So then you have to reset your Game Boy Advance and then watch that amazing 1-minute intro over and over again.
It doesn't sound amazing.
Yep, it's not. And we'll go with KFC again. And we'll just pick the same team name like I did before. And for what I remember, this game can get pretty annoying too. I remember Silent Chasm making me rage quit a couple times. And then there's that one part where you have to become a fugitive and can't really go back to your team base because nobody trusts you.
Right, because you smoked all that dank weed and went crazy?
Yep. You know what, fuck it. I'll go with Gex as my name this time. They are remastering that game, by the way. That's supposed to come out this year.
What game?
They're remastering the Gex games, putting them on modern platforms.
What, Enter the Gecko?
Yep, Gex 1, 2, and 3. Enter the Gecko, I
Oh.
believe, is the second one.
Didn't that game make like references to like 80s and 90s movies?
Yeah, and like 60s sitcoms, too. It's like the humor was written by a boomer. In a charming way, of course. Oh, also one other thing too, I am using a GBA BIOS file this time, so I don't think I should have any more crashes. I've never had that happen to me before, that's so weird. Like, I've had battery saving issues. But nothing weird as like a GBA emulator crashing. Especially not a reputable one.
Do you like Mark Zuckerberg?
Isn't he kind of going through some shit right now?
What do you mean?
People are accusing him of being an Epsteiner.
I've not heard about that. The only thing I've heard is that he's making changes to Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, that I
And
like.
he's been meeting with Donald Trump. I didn't know about Epstein.
Yeah, apparently he was on the flight log.
Isn't he too young to be on the flight log?
It's actually a good question. Because wasn't he like a college student in the early 2000s?
Yeah.
I might have to fact check that. Alright, we'll go with the same username as before. Hey, what's up, Agent Ice? Nothing much, just playing a little bit of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. It ended up crashing earlier, around this part actually, but thankfully it hasn't happened yet. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
What's the difference between the blue version? What's the difference between blue and red?
I think blue version has slightly higher quality music.
But outside of that, they're the exact same. There's no unique Pokemon or encounters.
There might be. I also think that you can have up to 2 extra party members as opposed to 1. And I think there are some...
Which came first, red or blue?
I think they debuted at the same time.
That's weird that red is an inferior version then. That's so weird.
Well, I mean, it's not
From what you're
really...
explaining so far.
Yeah, like, it's not really inferior, per se, because they both have the same graphics. It's just, blue has a little bit more bells and whistles to it. But yeah, thankfully my stream didn't crash. It was just the game that ended up crashing. And I'm assuming that whatever ROM I was using ended up being like a bad ROM dump or something, so... I just chose to get a clean ROM file. That seemed to have done the trick. I ended up picking Trico, by the way, because one of my favorite starter Pokemon. Alright, let's see what it is. Okay, sweet. Yeah, this will take me to the next mission. I like the music in this stage. Very groovy. I dig it. Hell yeah.
You said you only watched like the first couple of Harry Potter movies, right?
I only watched a little bit of the second one, and that was just because family was over and they wanted to put it on. I don't need
So
to
you were
use
never
pound
a
yet.
pothead?
Yeah, no, I was never really that much into Harry Potter. Or into weed culture.
So can you imagine how quickly how quickly we went from freaking oh my gosh, we love J.K. Rowling to oh my gosh, she's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, about a decade ago, she was like their hero. Now it's like the exact opposite. Let's see what's around here before I move on. Oh, also, one thing I didn't like about the remake of this game is that whenever you stayed on a floor for too long, it would just make you auto-fail.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like there would be a gust of wind that would take you back to the beginning, and you would just fail the mission if you stayed on a specific floor for too long. I thought that was really dumb.
No, that sounds incredibly dumb.
And they also took away basic attacks, so like you can't just mash the A button.
Are you excited for the new Pokemon Legends game?
I could care less. At this point, Pokemon is just like not what I want it to be, so.
Yeah, at some point you gotta let shit go. Like Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yep. I'll wait until Nintendo actually can, I will wait until they come out with something more consistent with the mainline Pokemon games before I ever get back into Pokemon ever again. Because my whole thing with Pokemon was yeah, for the remake they got rid of the basic attacks. I don't know if you knew that, Possum, but yeah, like you're not able to just
What does
mash
that
A
mean?
anymore. So in this game, you can just mash A to just do like a normal basic bitch-ass attack. Just in case like none of your moves had any power points left, you could just do that, but in the remake they took that away. I forgot what they replaced it with, but I'd have to look it up. What did I think of Legend of Dragoon? So far, so good. I was digging it. It took me a while to get some of the basic mechanics down, but I like how it tries to change it up a little bit. Gives the player a little bit more of a reward for guarding instead of just mashing attack over and over again. The graphics are obviously good for a PS1 game. Yeah, I ended up making the rookie mistake of using most of my items when I was playing Legend of Dragoon during the beginning of it. It took me forever to realize that guarding would just heal you. Damn, they punished AFK people and A button spammers. Is that really why they did that?
Wait, wait, why AFK? What does that mean, like, for this game? Like, what would you be doing AFK?
Like if you just had to walk away for a minute. I don't know if it's
so it's-
time-based. It could be based on movement, because I know that technically nothing happens on each floor unless you make a move. So,
like, enemies don't move or do anything until you move first?
right. So I don't know if, like, going AFK would make you have to start over from the beginning, but yeah, if you move around for too long, the game's like, hey, there might be a gust of wind coming soon. We better find the floor exit. It's also just kind of a way of, like, I think, hand-holding the player a bit. It shouldn't, if this is like any other mystery dungeons. Yeah, that's why I'm playing the original too, because I just like how this game does things just a little bit better. But the remake's still not bad. And for what I understand, the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games are basically just Rogue. But it's their own, like it's basically Rogue with a Pokemon skin. Man, I love dead ends. See what's over here before I fully move on.
So apparently The Last of Us Part 2 might be running into some... I actually heard a theory that they might actually change or adjust Like The Last of Us Part 2, that adaptation will be 2 seasons because when they kill off Joel, they want to do it at the end of the first half.
I'm honestly hoping that the whole Last of Us show ends up being so successful that Neil Druckmann just takes that with him. Just runs off to Hollywood, where he thinks he belongs. And it's funny, too, because anytime Neil Druckmann tries to get attention from Hollywood elites, he just gets ignored.
Yeah, they just ignore him. I think there was even was it the Golden Globes?
Mm-hmm.
He got ignored.
It's funny, but it's also pathetic, because you know that he was just trying to get up the ranks of Naughty Dog just to step his foot in the door.
Yep. Only to get there to have everybody ignore him. Poor guy.
Yeah, dude is such a fucking hack.
Honestly, I honestly, as much as I hate your suggestion, because if it works, then they're just gonna make all their games like that. But honestly, to be fair, they've been doing it since the PS4 era, or PS4, because if you remember, I mean, even PS3 with like Uncharted. Like, if Uncharted had flopped, and The Last of Us Part 1, I think Sony would be a different company.
Yep, I think you have a point there.
Remember Killzone?
Yeah, Killzone Shadowfall.
And how that series literally just ceased to exist, like at the end of the PS3, PS4 era.
Yeah, but that was just because Killzone Shadowfall, apparently it wasn't a good, like people were saying it wasn't a good Killzone game.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just because it was more open world, like Far Cry, and that was just sort of the wrong direction to take it. Let me eat an apple before I die of starvation.
Why would you make a first-person shooter a fucking open world game? At least that kind of game, anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Also, Infamous Second Son wasn't really that good either.
Wasn't Infamous Second Son on the PS4 though? It was like a launch title, I think.
Yeah, and people were kind of mixed on the main character.
He had smoke powers or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the era of games being glorified in movies needs to frickin' die already. Well, thankfully, though, you're seeing a lot of innovation coming out from the indie scene. And you also still have third-party companies like Square Enix and Capcom that, like, every once in a while they'll release a game that tries to do something different. Or they'll remaster some of their old games and put them out there for people to remember. And then if they end up being really popular and the remasters end up being very successful, you could see like a new game in that series. I feel like the way Capcom and Konami and Sega have been doing things recently is the way that every single Western dev should be doing, but nope, you know, all the normies have to have their HBO games.
I mean, I hear that they're gonna make a Horizon Zero Dawn movie.
Yeah, I've been hearing that too, and I just kind of remembered back in 2017 seeing the trailer for it, and I was like, this is interesting. It actually looks kind of cool. I like the robot designs. And then I actually got the game around 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and it just ended up being so mid in terms of the gameplay.
Yeah, dude. First off, let's not forget that when I turned on the game, I was immediately put onto like a 30-minute cutscene.
Yeah, you tried to beat that game last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I got 40 hours in. I only got about, what, like 40% through of the main story.
Yeah, and you were hating every single minute of it. Not because it was
Yeah.
bad, it was just really boring.
Yeah, because it's like, I feel like, and this is even an issue that I'm having with Kingdom Hearts 3, is that every other minute I'm in a cutscene, it's like I run down a corridor, hey, cutscene, run down the corridor, another cutscene.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 is like the Metal Gear Solid 4 of Kingdom Hearts games. Also, what's up, Tailfin? How you doing? I just love the music in this game.
Like I think the gameplay wasn't awful, but it's still. And like the enemies, like the bad guys, they're great design. Well, let me rephrase that. The robots are like the human factions are just, or the people factions are just so boring and bland.
Mm-hmm.
There was only one character that I liked that I'm like, hey, you're kind of cool. You seem like you could have nuance and all that good stuff to you, and I think he kind of did. But I liked his quest line so much, I ended up beating it. Oh, now I'm stuck with all the characters I don't give a fuck about. Yay.
And I really wish I had 600 or 6,000 money right now so I could buy Bullet Seed, but it was never meant to be.
So, how does that work with learning the new moves? Do you still learn new moves that level up?
Yeah, you still do, but you can also buy TMs.
Okay.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Telfin. The music is so good in the Mystery Dungeon games. Yep. I always have those stuck in my head. I never really used the whole move link thing. That might
What
be
is that?
useful on a difficult boss. So in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, there's like a little built-in link shop where you can take 2 moves and you can use 2 of them in the exact same turn. And then I think later on you get a Wigglytuff that gives you new areas to get new friends. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Give me a second.
You said Wigglytuff?
Yeah, there's a Wigglytuff that joins the town square after a few missions. You can get friendship rescue bases. I'm just gonna accept all these. And then I think
You do
for
realize
this.
that if
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna say something that's about the real world. So if you want to say what you're gonna say, I'll wait.
Oh no, I was just gonna point out that at the Pelipper post office, I think that if you had a link cable, you could trade shit between friends or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's cool.
I remember that being a thing.
But no, I was gonna say you do realize that if AI takes enough jobs, they're probably gonna have to implement a universal basic income.
Yeah, and I have no idea how we would do that.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. It's like, how would that work?
It kind of just goes against, well, first off, it would just raise the taxes on everyone by like a large amount. And 2, it wouldn't benefit anyone unless you're unemployed. I just mash my way through this. Yeah. Sunicron tried to use Absorb. That's funny. Oh wait, I have to find an Oranberry. Duh. There we go. Yeah, usually the items you need for a rescue mission is just like right on the same floor, so that helps. Tricky part is just aligning yourself.
You know what's sad? I can't even. We can't even say like. First off, well, actually, with the way the PS5 and Xbox Series X is going, I really don't want any more remakes, quote unquote, or remasters.
Well, remasters I'm personally okay with. Remakes, it just depends. Like I think there are some games that don't really need to be remade. You can just keep them up and make them available.
I mean, what do you mean? Are you telling me you didn't like Final Fantasy VII Remake?
It's just too different.
It's too different, yet trying to hold on to nostalgia is really weird with that game.
Yeah.
Cause
I will
have you
give those
played
games a... I'm sorry, go ahead.
have you played Dirge of Cerberus?
No, but I've heard really bad things about it. Some people some people
it's
like
shit.
it, yeah. I know that for some people though, it's like a guilty pleasure.
Honestly, just play Devil May Cry. Like, if you need a run and gun game, just play Devil May Cry, dude. Just play RE4. Don't insult your intelligence.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 1 is good. And Agent Ice is saying that he actually liked Dirge, so...
Well, the weapons look cool, I'll give it that, but that gameplay was clunky as hell. I just find it hilarious that Rebirth is not getting any DLCs or updates for like Vincent and Sid.
I am going to give those games a fair shot at some point. I'm just going to wait until they actually release all the games, and then...
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until all 3 parts come to PC. I'm not gonna get invested in a game I know that just won't end, because I know that, first off, if I bought them, I would forget about them or find like 10 million other games to play before then.
Yeah, same. Oh, it definitely was clunky. The gun upgrade customization was pretty cool, though. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So it's like when you're in the menus upgrading and adjusting your guns, but in practice it's kind of not good.
I did like Crisis Core, though. That was a good spin-off.
That was probably the only good spin-off in the Final Fantasy compilation.
Yep. I also know some people thought that Advent Children was just slop, but I liked it.
I mean, I liked a lot of the action sequences and the soundtrack, but in terms of just the context of the story, I didn't like it.
Yeah. See, Tailfin is saying that Square already milked Final Fantasy VII dry with all the side games and tie-ins and need to leave it alone already.
Well, the only thing that they needed to do was, I don't know if you saw that, was it PS3 tech demo or the PS4 tech demo?
Oh yeah.
If they had literally just done that and not gone down the remake Rebirth path, I think it would have been just fine, and then you could have left Final Fantasy VII alone after that.
Yeah, I think if they just took the same story and the same general gameplay and upgraded it a little bit, just like visually and the presentation, that's all anybody would really want.
I mean, you could expand on some of the mini games. You could maybe even how do I say this without really changing it? Like, you could also expand on certain story points without trying to without really changing anything.
Right, but from what I've seen, it just looks like they're George Lucasing the original, and that's kind of annoying.
I mean, I know technically with the way RE7 Remake is, technically RE7 Original hasn't really changed. It's still a thing, but it's like, then why would you make this in the first place if you're just trying to make a different game?
Right. Agent Ice is saying Crisis Core was good, but so repetitive if you were going for 100%. Yeah, see, I was definitely not going for 100%.
Especially trying to level up the Buster Sword. Ugh.
Yeah, no. The game itself was fun, though. If you're just trying to go from start to finish, it's good. The remake is a lot better, though. Don't get the original PSP version.
Honestly, it's one of the few remasters that you can say is head and shoulders above the original.
Yeah, really my only complaints with the remake is that I don't like Zack's new actor. I think,
His voice sounds worse. Okay, for Sephiroth, I prefer George Newbern.
right, I think we all
But
do.
the new guy isn't like awful or anything. Like he's less jarring than Zack because for the new guy it's like I just wish we had George Newbern, but for Zack it's like why are you here? Just bring back the old guy.
Yeah, he kind of sounded all nasally. He was like, Angeal!
Also, someone pointed out that Sephiroth didn't actually ever run in any of the cutscenes. Cause like everybody who was running in the cutscenes looked kind of goofy and dumb. But he was the only person who just walked everywhere, and I think that's fucking hilarious when you think about it.
Yeah, same.
Wait, THQ did the Epic Mickey rebrush?
Well, technically THQ Nordic published it. It was Purple Lamp
Oh, okay.
Studios that actually developed it. It's a good remaster,
Okay.
but yeah, not to spoil too much for my review that I'm still working on, but yeah, the game itself is a little mid. Crash Bandicoot, Super Mario 64, any of the Sly games, any of the Jak and Daxter games, any of the Ratchet and Clank games, they're all superior to Epic Mickey. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, it's a Doug Trio, I think that pops up. Oh wow, rude. Better pay for that. I still can't believe it took me like 10 to 15 years to realize that Douglet's mouth is actually his nose. I'm not gonna go straight to rescuing that Doug Trio thing, by the way. I'm just gonna do more missions. Yeah,
Hey,
we're
question.
not going to Mount Steel quite yet. Yeah, what's up?
Kingdom Hearts 3. I know we said Shion shouldn't exist, but how do you feel about Naminé and Roxas coming back?
I just think that Roxas should stay fused with Sora to make things less complicated. I know that they tried to bring back all the characters just for the sake of like fan service and the fact that it was like the last game canonically in that whole Dark Seeker saga story, but I think they should just
Like, I'm
learn to
fine
let
with-
characters go.
I'm fine with characters like Zexion coming back because he was kind of a kid, so him having like a second chance at life and since he's so intelligent, he could be helpful down the line. So I'm fine with him coming back. But like Vexen, did we really need Vexen to come back?
No, we didn't.
But even worse, Demix? Really?
Let me go and get a sleep seed before I go.
Are you gonna roofie someone? No, I'm kidding.
See, Agent Ice is
trying
asking,
to
did I
think.
ever play Explorers of Sky? No, I didn't. I hear that one's underrated,
Is
though.
that the one on the DS?
Yes, I believe so. There was Explorers of Time, Explorers of Darkness, and then there was a third one called Explorers of Sky.
Oh, okay, I remember Explorers of Darkness. You said Explorers of Time as well?
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna be honest, most of the organization did not need to come back. Like I can give a pass to like certain characters like But I guess it's because it's also a Disney game. That's the reason why they all can't just be dead. Because the only organization members that I would let come back would be Axel, Zexion, and there's one more. But why can't I think of him? Oh well, obviously Zigbar, but Zigbar lived. He just faked his death.
Yeah. Agent Ice is saying that KH3 really lost me. I'd rather pretend it doesn't exist. I mean, the game itself isn't... It's not the worst thing ever. Like, it's better than Birth by Sleep, I'd say.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I think yeah, it is better than Birth by Sleep. I think there's a lot more action, moment-to-moment action.
Yeah,
But I am going to say that those situation commands...
Yeah, that
like,
was a mistake.
The way they pop up after you do things is so fucking annoying, because sometimes you'll have like 5 different situation commands plus the commands that you have for your current command, and it's just so weird. Like you'll have a form change, and then you have like 5 other situation commands on top of that, and it's so weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, same. It's just easy to spam a bunch of, like, overpowered moves at once.
Now, granted, some of them, not all of them, don't have iframe, so if you use them, you can still die. But still, it's like form changes are basically a get out of jail free card.
Same thing with the attraction flows. That was a fucking mistake.
I know that you said that critical mode can turn them off, but I really feel like they should have been toned down in the final product.
Yeah, that was just a band-aid.
But the fact is, I shouldn't have to play on the hardest difficulty to have more options. That's something I don't like.
Well, I mean, that's how it also was in KH2 Final Mix.
What do you mean?
Like, when you first started Final Mix, it gave you some abilities that you wouldn't unlock until later in the game, just to balance it
Oh.
out a little bit.
Oh, okay, I did not know that. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
But, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3, it's better than the DS games for sure. Definitely not the worst game ever, but KH1 and 2 is still better. It's not even a comparison. Okay, I guess I missed him.
You know, there's one other organization member, I just can't think of them, but I think the rest of them should just be gone. Like, part of me, I think it's more Lucia that I want to say would come back, but only because I'd want more history on, like, you know, the first Keyblade War and what happened after that.
Right.
But outside of the 3 I just mentioned, the rest of them should just stay dead. Like, Thyax becoming so blinded and jaded, but he dies and he's redeemed. That would have been fine. Xion, we've already touched on that her one game was enough.
A part of me
And
is also glad that Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be a soft reboot. They're just going to start over with all the plots. There's probably going to be a new main villain that we're not aware of. And I think that's for the best.
I know that they still are working on or doing stuff with Master of Masters and then the original Keyblade Masters.
Yeah, we'll see.
And I mean, Zigbar's still around, remember?
Yeah. So we know at least some elements of the original Kingdom Hearts games are going to end up in Kingdom Hearts 4. The question is Tetsuya Nomura going to overcomplicate things? Probably.
Yeah, but here's my question. Are they gonna bring back Xehanort? Because like that's kind of on my mind. It's like they've already finished his story. Please don't bring him back.
Yeah, same. Yeah, his time is done.
And he's not even a bad villain. It's just the writing that kind of fucked him.
I mean, it makes sense when you analyze it all, but when you're looking at it from the grand picture, no. Like, some things just don't make sense, or they just come off as silly.
I mean, I don't mind him respecting Sora after he beat him, because, you know, he's, you know, him being the master and all that. And acknowledging him as a master, like, that's fine. But the way that they presented him, it's this, like, evil, unscrupulous guy, and he's just like, you know what, I lose, I'm going to have whatever the Kingdom Hearts afterlife is with Ericus, like, yeah, no.
I also thought it was really stupid that everyone just died and then it just reset. It's like, we all knew what the fuck was gonna happen.
Darkness took over. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. So what the fuck was up with Aqua? Like, she just lost it.
So you're telling me that only the timeline where the Lingering Will came and shot and beat up a Terranort, that was the only valid option? Really?
Apparently.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Lingering Will, he's cool as fuck, but really?
At the very least, he has a cool design and a cool fight.
Oh yeah, those Keyblade armors are cool as fuck. I think he's probably one of the best bosses in the entire franchise. If he's not the best, he's at least top 3.
Yeah, I still need to beat the optional boss fights for KH2. I did them all for KH1.
What was the best one, in your opinion?
Probably Sephiroth.
So that's just for KH1, you said?
Yeah.
And what was the worst in your opinion, or was there not really a worst?
Probably, what was it? The one in Neverland, where you had to shoot different
Phantom?
Yeah, the Phantom. Not because it was, like, the worst fight ever, it was just very simple and basic. Once you figure out what the
really-
gimmick is, there's not really that much depth to the fight.
Really, what is it? Stop magic, and then use different magics to hit him or something?
Yep. Okay, yeah, I don't have any sleep seeds, so can't help him yet. I probably should save some of those missions for later, whenever I get the items I need, but I know I can do all the other ones, so I'll just do one more round of this stage, and then I'll move on to Mount Steel. They should spawn on the floor the guy is on. Yeah, that's what I thought too, but there was one mission where I had to deliver... What was it? It was a Pecha Berry, and one didn't spawn for me, so... I think it just might be random. At least in this game. I think for the remake they fixed that. Yeah, it's a little wonky, but I don't mind it. Yeah, see, I've already explored the entire map. And again, the remake isn't bad. It's not bad at all, but there are just some little nitpicks I have with it that just want to make me go back to play this one instead.
And that was the thing where you're saying you couldn't just spam basic attack and AFK stuff?
Well, I'm not sure about the AFK. But that first one for sure. And then I also didn't like how you couldn't travel through the friend bases. I know it's kind of superficial to kind of want that back, and how they turned it from like an explorable area to a menu, but I don't know, just made the areas feel more like you were going to a place rather than just going through a basic menu. Another thing I might do is in between sessions, I'll grind on some of these missions, because I know that a lot of people don't just want to see me do rescue missions over and over again. So probably before I stream the next session, I'll just do nothing but just random rescue missions for about 30 minutes or an hour. And then I'll hit live, and I'll be doing that. This game is pretty grindy, but it's nothing that you can't beat within like 30 hours. I will definitely be beating this game before I beat The Legend of Dragoon. That much I know. All of these are definitely grindy. Yeah. Thankfully, as long as you know... Like, as long as you enjoy grinding, it's not that bad. And I am one of those types of people. I usually just sell these gravel rocks. Let me go ahead and eat an apple. Oh, hang on, somebody pinged me. Oh, hey, Ellis ended up sending me a video about Patrick abusing a toilet. I'll have to check that out later.
Is it Skippity Toilet?
Nah, there'd be no way he'd send me that. He thinks that Skippity Toilet is brain rot, when it's not. It's actually high art. He should be ashamed of himself for having a shitty opinion. No pun intended. But seriously though, I actually do hope that Michael Bay does a Skibbity Toilet movie. He'd be like the perfect director for that.
Honestly, you know what? Sure.
Like if we are gonna get a like if we are gonna get a Skibbity Toilet movie, it better be directed by Michael Bay. Oh, I got another ping from Ellis. I think it is. Oh yeah, he sent me another video where Patrick shits on Squidward. I don't know if it's shit though, it just looks like ketchup. SpongeBob does have some out of context moments like that. Okay, before I go to Mount Steel, let me see what I can buy. All I have is I can get a sleep seed now. It should be done by Uwe Boll. I think Uwe Boll will be like the next best one. Have you seen some of Uwe Boll? Like I could talk today. Is it Uwe Boll or is it Uwe Boll?
I think it's Uwe Boll.
Got it. Yeah, have you seen some of his IMDb reviews?
No.
You have to check them out someday. They're great. He's a little bit of a shit poster. Let me store some of my items before I go. Oh, it's Uwe Boll. Gotcha. I'm definitely saving that max elixir for later.
Wait, it is Uwe Boll?
Yep, it's Uwe Boll.
Oh, I've always heard it pronounced Uwe. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Potato, potato.
Cause it's spelled UWE, so
It's probably German. That's why.
No. Oh no, you're right. It is no, I just looked. It is German. Okay.
To go and store my money before I waste it on anything else. Actually, I could just get these missions over with. There's only 2 left, and I'm not getting any more missions. Fuck it, I'll do it. I'll just speed run my way through this. I'll grab this. I'm still looking forward to that Yu-Gi-Oh collection too. I don't know why, but whenever a company like Konami or Capcom or Sega, whenever they release a collection of classic games and it includes all the notable titles, I just have to get it and at least try playing through some of them. Like, I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! Outside of the Abridged series and first couple of seasons of the show that we ended up watching, but I'm willing to give them a shot.
I can't wait to watch you struggle through trying to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! On the fly.
Yeah, and apparently some of those Game Boy games that are in that collection, they were made before any permanent rules were established.
Like I said, I think the PS1 games were for sure, but I think the Game Boy games, they started having more rules, like Game Boy Advance anyway.
Got it. It's kind of weird how they made like 14 of them for the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. It's pretty nuts.
I didn't think the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games were that popular, if I'm being honest. Like, Pokemon is one thing, but...
Yeah, they were pumping them out like waves of children in an unsuccessful marriage. See, Possum is saying he's played through Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy on the GBA, and that's it for my Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience. Yeah, none of the GX games are going to be in that collection, though, unfortunately. It's just going to be
No,
the
it's just
original.
OG.
Yeah, the original continuity, original characters. And that's probably smart. Because if that collection does successful, they'll probably remaster... What was it? Forbidden Memories and Duelist of the Roses, even though those games were reviewed pretty negatively when they came out.
By negatively, you mean awesomely?
No. I think Forbidden Memories has like a 5 out of 10 on Metacritic.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Like in terms of critical praise, they did not receive a lot of it.
At least this game wasn't... At least this game isn't insert awful game here.
I know a lot of speedrunners are obsessed with Forbidden Memories, though. Okay, yeah,
Is that the one on PS1?
Yeah, these jobs are gonna go on forever. But yeah, that was the one for PS1.
Yeah, speedrunners love that game, even though that speedrun is so fucking hard.
Apparently it took someone like 80 hours to 100% Forbidden Memories. Like, motherfucker, why would you do that?
I don't understand how or why speedrunning RPGs is fun. Like even games like Persona 4 and 5. Like, really, dude?
Yeah, how the hell do you speedrun a 60-hour game?
And I remember I was trying to watch a guy speedrun, like, I saw, well, actually I saw a guy speedrun FF7 in like 3 or 4 hours, and I'm like, congrats, but really? And then I remember I was trying to watch someone speedrun Persona 4. I fell asleep for like 8 hours, homie was still playing the game. Like, I don't think it's a speedrun at that point.
Well, I would say it also depends on what type of RPG it is. Like, if it's an action RPG, that could be cool.
Like Ys?
Yeah, or Kingdom Hearts. I think the world record for Kingdom Hearts 2 speedruns is like under 3 hours. It's crazy.
Especially considering how dense those games are. Yeah.
God dang it. Stop missing my pound. So the exit is gonna be down there. I think Mount Steel has like, what, 7 floors? If I remember correctly. I like how Growl has an AoE effect. Makes it a little bit less frustrating. I think Oran berries end up giving you food points as well. I don't remember for sure though. God damn it. Oh shit. Yeah, that was close. I would have died in an embarrassing way. Gotta be more careful. Okay, he's almost low on health. Or low on something, anyway. Grab that money first. I almost forget that that Pokemon exists. Tyrogue. Doesn't...
Well, it has 3 different evolutions.
Yeah, it's what? Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Hitmontop?
Yes, but the thing is, it evolves based on the stat distribution of attack and defense. But the thing is, you almost never see Tyrogue. You know that in Generation 2, he was there, and you had like 2 or 3 opportunities to get one outside of breeding.
Really?
I think one of them was in one of the caves if you explore deep enough, and one of them, you know that random egg that you get after the first gym leader?
Yeah. The one that could evolve into a Togepi?
No, not that one. I think it was, actually it might have been when you went to the daycare for the first time. It might have been that one.
Okay.
You had the, it would randomly hatch and evolve into Moochum, Elekid, I think Magby, Pichu, and Tyrogue I think was one of them.
Okay, so it was a baby evolution.
Yes.
Got it. Possum was saying evolving it into a Hitmontop is so difficult, having to balance the defensive stats.
Yes, if you wanted to hit Hitmontop, you had to have your strength and your defense had to be equal on level up.
Yeah, you remember when Pokemon games used to reward you for completion? Like nowadays you can't even complete the national dex anymore.
I didn't even know they still had the national dex.
They might not. And I really do think that Game Freak needs to stop with creating like 100 new Pokemon every generation. Just keep it at like whatever you have now and just make it all available. Because you can't come up with more than 1,000 Pokemon and make them all good.
Or memorable.
Right. So, yeah, like, if you want to make a new starter every generation, that's fine.
I mean, keep in mind, Gen 2 had only 100 new Pokemon.
Yep. And I think that one had, like, the least amount of additions.
Yeah, it did.
They got rid of the national dex, I think. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's like the idea of catching them all just doesn't exist anymore. And that's what I used to like about some of the old mainline Pokemon games. That you could just,
You can't catch them all anymore anyway, because you can't get all the Pokemon in a game anyway.
yeah. One reason why I prefer the older games over the newer ones. I know some people try to be like hipsters and try to pretend like, oh, you know, you just grew out of it, and that's why you don't like the newer ones. It's because you just haven't realized that you've grown out of Pokemon, but it's not true.
One of my friends was actually trying to defend that and saying it's like, hey, it's okay that there's not that you can't catch all the Pokemon anymore. It's like it makes the competition a lot more fair and balanced. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I don't play Pokemon for competitive.
Right. Like, I mean, you can if you want, and you used to be able to do that and also be able to catch all the Pokemon that were available. I don't know why
Right.
they had to get rid of it. It's like, you can have both. Just can't make a bajillion new Pokemon every generation. It's not that hard of a concept.
Well, I think the goal for Game Freak is every generation they try to add at least 100 new Pokemon.
Well, that was easy. Wait, how are you able to rescue Diglett from the sky? Like, take a look at this situation for a minute. You have Diglett over here, stuck on a single platform. How are they able to carry him over there and make it make sense? Like, do they just yank him out of the ground like a turnip?
What does he even look like outside of the ground?
People have some theories. I know there's one frame where Brock is just carrying a Diglett while he still has, like, the ground residue on him. And then there's also fan art about how Diglett is secretly just a buff Pokemon underground.
Bro, this is fucking hilarious. So, Optimus Prime is talking to Sam, and he's like, "Did you at least Tarzan will always be white. Disney doesn't have the balls to make
Yeah,
a
no,
black
they
man
wouldn't.
on screen dancing like a monkey." And I actually like, he's not wrong. He's out of line, but he's not wrong.
Yeah, didn't Tarzan also have dreadlocks as well?
Yes.
Yeah, there's no way they can make that movie today. Because remember, if you're white and you have dreadlocks, you're secretly engaging in cultural appropriation. It doesn't matter that Korn, that new metal band had dreadlocks, or that Vikings had dreadlocks.
Mm-hmm.
The only people that are allowed to have dreadlocks are black people.
Exactly, because black people invented it.
New Dawn Horizon is saying that Diglett has feet.
Fuck?
How would that look? Like, would he have little legs sprouting out, or would
We
they
have
just
like
be
duck
feet?
feet.
Yeah. I'm so confused.
I kind of wish I didn't know that.
Well, I guess we learned something today. I meant to save there. I'm gonna have to go back and save. Awesome was saying, oh yeah, isn't it from a line in one of the Mystery Dungeon games? Is it? Now you got me curious. Now, let me check something real fast. Okay, so I think we should be unlocking the Wigglytuff club, where you can just unlock new friend bases. How much money did I get? Okay, so I have 3,000 Poke now. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna use Attract. Kind of a dumb move. Is there even a gender system in the Mystery Dungeon games?
I'm not even sure. I don't think so.
I know that for the player character there is, but for the other Pokemon, I'm not so sure. There has to be. This game is so comfy. I like it. Let's see, what are we gonna name Magnemite? Fuck it. We'll just... Well, actually... Should probably come up with a theme, shouldn't I? There we go. I'm just gonna name them after YouTubers. Let me go and withdraw my money, see what we can buy. Because there's no way we're gonna get any TMs with the money I have right now.
Bro, you sound like you're trying to buy crack. There's nowhere we're gonna buy enough enough crack to get us through the day, bro. I'm sorry.
It's a peanut butter and friend area sandwich. That's what I'm looking for.
Bro, this girl is unhinged.
Why? What's going on?
She's one of the people I'm following is like, hey, I can prove I'm a woman, and it's like all you have to do is Venmo me, and I'll send the I'll send the freaking proof. I'm like, you are unhinged.
Yeah, she's just looking for money.
Well, she's never really shown her face, so that's why people are saying that she's actually a dude in disguise.
Ah.
And I'm just like, but no, it still sounds like she is looking for money, though.
Yeah, we're out of money for now. I think what I'll do for the remainder of this stream session is just, do some more jobs. I have to make sure I have the Pecha Berry before I go, though. Do I have one in my... No, I don't. Let me go and withdraw that. This is where we're introduced to the main bad guys. Team Sinister, I think is what they're called.
Hello, Starshine. The the Earth says hello. I don't know if you know what that's from.
I shake you warmly by the hand.
Okay, yes, you do.
Yeah, he was reading the parentheses in his script.
Yes. Who do you think got it the worst?
Probably Mike TV. Motherfucker went through, like, he broke the laws of physics and became all stretched out.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Violet. Actually, no. Violet didn't actually. Actually, I think Violet's got a good skill she can capitalize on. If we're being honest.
Yeah, the only thing that she would have to worry about is just people not making fun of her for her blue skin. But besides that, you know, she's flexible.
I mean, she could be a great gymnast.
I think the fat kid ended up getting the best out of it, though.
I mean, really, all it takes is a little therapy and cleaning him up, and he'll be fine.
Hey, what's up, Squall Hero? Yep, I'm doing a little bit of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
You know who I think got it bad but deserved worse?
Who?
Veruca Salt.
She was the bitch that ended up getting thrown into a trash chute, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all she needed was a shower. That's it.
I mean, also her dad, her parents were clearly enabling her. Like that much was very clear. Like, and her dad came across as like a beta male.
Yeah, he was just basically spoiling her rotten. By the way, what is your thoughts? Like, do you think the remake or the original movie was better?
I think there are some things the remake did better, but I prefer the original.
See, I'm the opposite. I prefer the new one, and that's just because the beginning drags on for far too long.
Are you talking about the original or in the original?
Yeah, in the original, I didn't really care for the beginning part. We didn't really need to know who Charlie was before he left.
I think the book does explain some of that, though. That's the thing.
Gotcha.
Also, they made a sequel. There's in the books called The Great Glass Elevator. They can't make that into a movie.
Is it too bad? Or is it a rights issue?
Well, one, it's a rights issues, but two, that book was unhinged, dude.
Oh.
Like, they were literally in an elevator in space. They somehow met the United Space Nations. Like, every country somehow had a space colony, and I'm like, what the fuck? There were literally aliens that could only spell the word scram, and they were trying to chase people down and eat them and kill them.
Let's see,
And then...
hang on, I gotta answer,
Go ahead.
Ball Hero's question real quick. No, I didn't let the Wiz choose for me. I ended up wanting a Trico, so... I tried to make sure to answer the questions to where I would get a Trico. And we're talking about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Great Glass Elevator sounds like a sex position. It does. It sounds
The
like a
Eiffel
window
Tower.
fetish thing.
The Eiffel Tower. So, you know what? You're not wrong. But no, and then, if I remember correctly, Willy Wonka apparently invented a candy that could make you young.
Yeah, there would be no fucking way that he could sell that without the government being involved in it somehow.
Like, bro, it's like every time you eat this candy, it shaves like 20 years off your, you know.
It's like you're addicted to chocolate and you just eat the whole thing and you become a baby. Or,
And then I think he also made a candy that does the opposite, so like it'll age you.
Hey, you know, that could be used as torture.
Eat it. No, please. Then you guys start turning into Joe Biden. Tell us the launch code. Like, could you just imagine you're like 20 years old? They start feeding you the chocolate, and then all of a sudden you're just 80 years old.
And then they just use that as like a form of civil punishment. That'd be kind of fucked up.
Can you just imagine? It's like, and for engaging in terrorism and other such attacks, you are now forced to be 80 years old for the next 5 years.
And then we'll revert you back to your young age, and you just have to start over from where you were. Yeah, no, like, if there was ever a way to manipulate how old someone is, the government would be using it, and we wouldn't have access to do it freely.
Especially through candy, of all things.
Yeah, no. You just eat too much, and then you die. Fuck that shit. But no, I prefer the newer one just because the production value is a lot better.
No, I agree. I just think that Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka is not as good as Gene Wilder.
I think he did a good job. I wish they gave him a better haircut. He should have had like a normal dude's haircut instead of whatever the fuck they tried to do.
Bro, that haircut was so foppish.
I know. I also think the humor is a lot better too in the newer one. He's like, the best kind of prize is a surprise. Then there's just some points during the movie where he acts all maniacal.
Yeah.
I actually remember my mom taking me to that one when I was 9 years old.
Do any of my friends have Cuckold Simulator?
I definitely don't.
I do.
Okay, let me go ahead and grab
No,
that.
none of my
sleep
friends
seed.
have Cuckold Simulator.
Remember that whole era of simulator games that people would just create in Unity or Unreal Engine?
Yes. Bro, I played Autobahn Simulator. That was hot. That was hot garbage, man. Like, they actually had my character run it like I would walk normally, but then when he started running, his character model would slant. So he'd be like at a 45-degree angle to the floor. It was freaking hilarious.
Then there was also Shower with Your Dad Simulator.
Yeah, I remember that. Never played it though. I knew a couple guys who had it.
It's a pixel-based game.
Hey, I think someone streamed it actually. Do I want to play God of War?
Oh yeah, you have that one, don't you?
Yeah, I didn't buy it on Steam though. I bought it at a key shop for like $14.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, I'm trying to buy as much of the PlayStation games that don't require a PSN account as possible.
I should probably look at those third-party key sites more often. It's just not convenient.
Yes,
That's
yes.
why I never use them.
No, I understand. You know, for $10, I could get the Horizon Zero Dawn remastered.
Now, you're better off just using that for Subway. You can get yourself like a
Honestly, it'd be
6-inch.
less disappointing. Actually, you can get a footlong, but only a very specific footlong.
What, does it just have like turkey and cheese?
Actually, basically, yes.
God, I miss the 2010s where you could just walk into a Subway and you could just give
Oh,
them
I
a
remember.
$10 bill and actually get change back.
A $5 foot long.
Yeah, now it's a $6 6-inch, and it only happens on Tuesdays.
What the fuck? Where did we go wrong?
We no longer have a dollar menu anymore. We only have a value menu.
No. Yeah, it's just the value menu. Do you remember how McDonald's had this like phase for like 4 or 5 months where they were just making random deals? Like they had like the $5 meal something.
I know they tried to hop onto like the whole vegan wagon, or what was it? It was technically meat, but it's not really meat. It's like,
Was it something like the Impossible Burger?
yeah, something like that. Or maybe that was Burger King.
Yeah, the Impossible Burger is Burger King.
But like the thing is that it's made on the exact same fucking grill that they make everything else.
Yeah, that's something I didn't even with Asian restaurants where they have like the tofu and stuff. It's like, bro, it's in the same fucking fryer, dude. So you're still getting all that beef and pork and shit in your tofu.
Right. And whenever you mix two foods, it no longer becomes just that food. It becomes both of those foods.
It's especially bad for tofu because tofu literally has no flavor.
Right, so it's like you're adding flavor to it that wouldn't be there if you just made it yourself, or if it was isolated. I've never had
You gonna
tofu,
buy-
by the way.
I have had tofu a couple of times because my grandmother's vegan, or at least sorry, pescatarian, because she found out like within the last 5 years, no, sorry, within the last 10 years that eating fish does not make you vegan.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
And I mean, no one was shitting on her, but it's like I literally forgot that that was a thing too.
Yeah, being a pescatarian.
Yeah, she didn't know what that term was. I'm like, oh yeah, it's called pescatarian, and I felt bad. It's like maybe I should have told her, but it's fine. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't eat like tofu. She doesn't eat like pork, chicken, and turkey and all that stuff and beef. Which honestly is better than a lot of people.
Delphin is saying, hopefully that fake meat fad has died. Yeah, I think it has. I think everyone is more focused now on just having cheap, affordable food.
I don't blame them. That the way gas prices and grocery prices are, something's got to go down.
Right. It's like nobody goes to McDonald's to have healthy food. They go there to have a cheap fucking meal.
I mean, at this point, you're better off going to the store, buying some beef patties for like $5 to $10, buying some cheese for like $2 or $3.
Yeah, just make
buying
that
some
shit
bread for,
yourself.
like $2. Yeah. And there you go. You got most of what you need to make a sandwich. Like, truth be told, for under $20, you could buy everything you need to make a burger.
Yeah, you could buy, like with $20, you could buy enough ingredients to make burgers for a week if you wanted.
Yeah, as long as as long as you don't eat it all in one go. But yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you want something a little more extravagant, $25, $30.
Yeah. Give Voltorb a nickname.
I mean, there aren't very many fast food places. First off, you know what I hate about fast food? When it takes you like 20 minutes to get your food.
Oh, dude, that's fucking stressful. But
And then
I was gonna say, I think a lot of those places are just suffering like a job shortage. But anyway, continue.
no, what I'm saying is in general, when it's not fast food, and then all of a sudden you're just like, I was like, I paid for fast food, but now it's taking me 30 minutes. Like, that's not fast food. I should be out of here like 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago.
Right. Delphin is saying, if someone tells me they're a pescatarian, I'm gonna assume they're a Catholic who supports divorce and/or gay marriage.
I will never understand Catholics that just accept all religion. Although to be fair, the Catechism does apparently have provisions for that, but it's still weird that they would accept Islam.
Yeah, I had no idea about that until you told me.
Yeah, I think it was. I think the Catechism. I have to find out which exact one it is, but they say that the plan of salvation includes Muslims, Jews, and like everybody who's like, I guess, allegedly within the Abrahamic faith. But I'm like, Islam is not really, Islam is like fan fiction, kind of like Mormonism.
Right, like, okay, I think the best way to compare those would be like, Judaism would be like Shin Megami Tensei,
Mm-hmm.
and then Christianity would be like Persona,
Yeah.
and then Islam would just be like the weird shit, like Devil
Survivor.
Summoner. And then Mormonism would just be like Fire Emblem, FE Sharp, or whatever that shit was, like the rhythm minigame.
Was that one that was on like the Wii U,
Yeah, and then they ported it over to the Switch.
and then censored the fuck out of it?
Did they actually really do that?
Yes. They basically made the Japanese and like every version of that game based off of the American port that was already censored, and then censored it some more. I'm like, wow.
Ouch.
I would like censoring with a double extra with a side of censoring, like really.
Awesome is saying that the supermarket I work at had some old Halloween candy on sale for 99 cents a bag. I now have 11 bags of Reese's Cups. Hell yeah.
Damn.
Sounds like some fancy cuisine you got there.
Have you said you're not super into Civilization, right?
Yeah, no. Although apparently Civ 7 is available to pre-order if that's what you want to get.
So I've heard.
I don't get
not
why
gonna buy
Harriet
it.
Tubman is supposed to be a relevant leader. I mean, she was a good political figure for her time. She was an abolitionist.
Actually, to be fair, she didn't even save that many people. She only saved about 70 total. Which isn't bad, but it's like people made her out to be this like, oh, she saved thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. I'm like, nope.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Faggots went up from a normal rank to a bronze rank. We're getting places, man. You know what cereal I miss?
What?
Captain Crunch.
Wait, Captain Crunch or Crunch Berries?
Captain Crunch. That was my favorite cereal growing up. It was either that or Mini Wheats.
I like mini wheats, although let's be real, without the sugar, would you really be without the frosting, would you really be eating mini wheats?
No. It was basically just sugar on oats, covered in milk.
Well, if they were filling.
Yeah, and Lucky Charms. I liked them when I was a kid, but I don't know. Looking back at them now, I think they were very overrated.
I think Cocoa Puffs are okay, but the only problem with Cocoa Puffs is it's the same issue I have with Fruity Pebbles. It turns my milk dark, and sometimes I just don't like it.
Well, that's just because you're racist. That's why.
Yeah, Fruity Pebbles are better.
You have internalized racism.
Hey, Fruity Pebbles are better. Remember Count Chocula?
I do, but my mom never bought that one for me. Yeah, like we never had Cookie Crisps or
We had Cookie Crisp at one point. They're okay. Although if I were a parent, I would never let my kids eat that shit.
Yeah, same. I remembered one time, like this is one of the earliest memories I had, but I remembered being 5 years old and pointing at Trix cups, like the little Trix flavored yogurt cups.
Mhm.
And she was like, "No, Trix are for sugars." And then she just like, she just ended up telling me to carry along, but also wonder what that would have tasted like. I hear that a lot of breakfast cereals are just toned down now. They got rid of most
Yeah.
of the sugar in them.
Oh, I've heard.
Elephant thinks that Cookie Crisp is a scam. How so?
Yeah, tell me. Why do you think it's a scam?
Are you telling me that they don't actually put real cookies in there? And that it's just like some sort of soy paste? And that the government has been secretly, like, putting it in there just to make us weaker?
Actually, let me go through the list of cereals. But before I go down this list, have you ever had Raisin Bran?
Oh yeah, that was another one I liked. Shockingly.
Wait, Raisin Bran regular or Raisin Bran Crunch?
Both, actually.
Yeah, fair. Remember Reese's Puffs?
I remember the commercials.
Those commercials were kind of unhinged, if I'm being real.
Yeah. Uptown Puffs.
Uptown, puff you up. Uptown, pump you up.
Yeah, that was another one that was good. I actually liked those more than I did Cocoa Puffs.
Let me look at another one you might know. Remember Rice Krispies?
I do, but I didn't like them. They were too
that
bland.
cereal was so fucking bland, yeah.
I think if your parents hated you.
Bro,
Yeah.
I had to put sugar on that shit.
Same thing with Kix. Hang on, I think someone's knocking on my door. Give me a second.
Take your time.
Piece of her face. I've been fighting demons in streets and in my mind, but now I'm lost in a reverie with Chun laid by my side. As the cheese bubbles, I dip her in oh so gently. Fighter spirit matches mine.
Okay, never mind. False alarm. It was just the wind. Yeah, it's pretty windy where I'm at right now. Let me swap over back to my main screen. Beluska do, we can do. So fucking stupid. I made that shit in like 1 hour. Let's see, Tailfin is saying, it doesn't taste like any edible cookie I've ever had. Yeah, true. It's probably just some sort of, like, artificial shit that's meant to have, like, the essence of a cookie. If you've had any chocolate Cheerios, Cocoa Puffs are kinda unnecessary. Yeah, they are.
Before I forget, let's get back on Pokemon for just a second.
Okay.
Why does Nintendo not acknowledge Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, and Colosseum?
It could be a rights issue. I know that those were
Wait,
made
really?
by... yeah, those weren't made by Game Freak. They were made by a team that knew nothing about Pokemon.
Oh. Okay, never mind. That makes sense then.
Also, one thing I
Um,
never really considered as to why
Okay.
Pokemon hasn't... or why Nintendo hasn't re-released all the old-school Pokemon games. It could be due to the fact that there's the Game Corner and European simulated gambling laws.
Okay. Actually, that makes sense. Which is funny because they had the gambling corner in Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Well, they did, kinda, but it was... They got rid of the Game Corner, and instead you got Minesweeper.
Wait, so just so I'm clear, because I remember in the originals there was the slot machine and then there was the cards.
That
Right.
wasn't in the remake?
No, that was only in Gold, Silver, and Crystal.
Oh no, you're right. No, I remember now because I think I did the gambling, but I forgot because I'm like, oh, it's just Minesweeper, and I got bored of it really fast. And then you could also kind of bribe your way to victory because there was like an easy way to cheat your way through it. Like if you had enough money, you could just buy enough credits to get what you wanted. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, from what I remember.
Yeah,
Back to Cereal though.
Yeah, the last Pokemon game that ever had the Game Corner was Pokemon Platinum, and that was like the North American and Japanese one. In the UK, they had to make it to where you would just walk up to a little gambling machine and you would just get a random amount of money.
Damn, you just get free money, homie.
So apparently Gale of Darkness was made by Sorority Games. I think that's what New Dawn Horizon is saying.
No, I think you're right. I keep forgetting that it's not made by Game Freak. Like those were the only two that weren't made by Game Freak. Well, actually, there's a lot that wasn't made by Game Freak, but you know what I mean. It's like
Right.
they weren't involved in the slightest. 'Cause I think they were working on Gen 4 at the time, right?
I believe so.
Now, here's one that you might remember. Cheerios.
Oh yeah. And then all of its cousins, like Honey Nut Cheerios and Fruity
Yeah.
Cheerios. I never got Fruity Cheerios.
They
but-
even had, I think they even had Blueberry Cheerios, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think you're right, they did.
But I kind of looked at it and I'm like, really? Why?
I was more of a fan of Honey Nut Cheerios.
Same. They at least had a little bit of taste to it.
Right. With regular Cheerios, you had to add something to it to make them good.
Yeah, usually, I mean, the obvious one is sugar, but you can also add something like banana slices or apple slices or something.
Yeah, that's what I used to do. I used to chop up bananas.
Ooh, here's the one that I had that I could not eat anymore, but cinnamon toast crack.
Oh yeah, dude, I used to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch by the buttload, and then, I don't know, for whatever reason, it just started to gross me out.
Yeah, I don't want to eat it anymore.
Yeah. It honestly makes me gag just thinking about it.
Bro, we used to eat so poorly growing up. Now that would you look back at it?
I know, it's like, the younger versions of ourselves would be like, what the fuck happened to you guys? You used to be fun. Why aren't you
Right?
abusing your body?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, once I hit like the 250, 260 mark, I'm like, no more, I can't do this.
Yep. I'm sure younger me would
Um,
think I'd be more lame, but I'm sure he'd also be happy about the fact that I lost like 100 pounds.
Oh yeah, homie. I think that'd be inspiring.
Yep.
Here's another one. Not Cinnamon Toast Crunch. We just said that. Was it Frosted Flakes?
I thought those were okay. It was really
I mean,
more
they-
so the marketing for it that got me to like those.
Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, like the commercials were how the fuck do I describe it? It's like they had a really high production value. It was like you were watching a sports ad, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a cereal commercial.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember? I remember they had Frosted Flakes, and the kids were singing "It's More Than Good." They're great. But then, do you remember how they had the sports teams? It's like, who we are, so we tell them.
Yeah, I
Like,
remember
we
that.
are tigers.
That's kind of cringe looking back at that now, but
Yes. Ooh, here's another one. Apple Jacks.
those commercials were racist.
Bro, they always had the Jamaican guy winning.
I know, right? And then the Apple
And then-
guy's just trying to live his life. Then you have that asshole, that cinnamon dude, that would try to jack
No,
up his
no.
shit.
No, it was the other way around. It was like the cinnamon guy with like the apple would try to get to the cereal, and then the cinnamon guy would just get up and just beat his ass there. Except they actually had a storyline where apparently the bad apple actually won at one point.
Yeah, that was nice. You have to let them win at least once.
Yeah.
and then they became friends. And I'm like, oh, that's wholesome. You didn't really like Lucky Charms, right?
I did when I was a kid, but in retrospect, not really.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the reason why they kind of stopped doing that was because it was kind of racist.
Yeah, also, you know what cereal is secretly underrated and actually kind of smacks?
What?
Honeycomb.
Remember the mascot for that? Where they had that crazy Tasmanian looking thing?
Yeah, that was crazy. See, Tailfin is saying Tony turned a bunch of kids into furries. Yeah, that too. Did any of you guys see that French commercial where it was like the French version of Frosted Flakes, but it had Tony the Tiger in it? And like, yeah, like he was, it was like a combination of both him and the Honey Nut Cheerio kid, dude. And they were both in a gym locker, and he accidentally dropped trow, and the Honey Nut Cheerio kid ended up covering his eyes.
No, but that sounds awful.
That was an actual commercial that aired on TV. Those Europeans, they don't fuck around.
Remember the Golden Graham?
The Golden Graham. I remember the cereal, but I don't know if I remember the commercials.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. I mean the cereal.
Oh yeah, no wait, I think
I think for Golden Grams they have like skaters trying to promote it or something.
I remember seeing a compilation of the retro commercials where he sounded like a stoner.
Yeah. Yeah, cause I think there was like one commercial where they had like these skater kids eating like Golden Grams. Like, yeah, bro, like we're like skaters, man, and we're just like really good at skating because we eat Golden Grams or some shit.
Yeah, just trying to market to kids.
Remember the Life multi-grain cereal? They had 3 flavors: cinnamon, chocolate, and original.
I don't remember that one.
I actually like that cereal. It's not bad.
Yeah, it kind of seems like half of the cereals that are out there are actually really good, but they're not really cereal or
They're
breakfast.
not really healthy for you.
Yeah, no.
You ever heard of Magic Spoon?
I have. I saw a video that was reviewing Magic Spoon just as a product, and I
Yeah.
clicked on it, and it was actually well done. I wish that guy would do more sponsor type reviews just to actually see if the products are good. Because that video was well made, and basically what the consensus is that, yeah, Magic Spoon is healthier than your average cereal, but not by much, and it's also really fucking expensive.
Yeah. Oh, remember just basic bitch cornflakes?
Yeah, I never fucked with cornflakes. You remember Corn Pops?
Yes.
I remember the
Actually,
commercials
remember-
were over the top too.
Remember, actually, I just remember one day they just stopped making corn pops. Like, they just disappeared. Or
Did
at
it-
least the area that I was in, they just stopped selling corn pops. I think it was because it got recalled.
That sucks if that's the truth.
I mean that's just what I remember. Because I think this just one day they didn't make corn pops anymore and they just disappeared. But again, I think that was because in my area they were recalled.
Got it.
What about honey bunches of oats?
I've never had that.
I've had them. They're all right.
I've never had cornholes either, but that sounds like an interesting cereal.
What about Puffins cereal?
Puffin cereal? I haven't had that.
They have like the little penguin on them.
That kind of sounds like
Ooh.
a great value brand cereal.
I think it is. Ooh, what about Chex?
No, I haven't had that.
Not the Chex mix, but literally like Chex cereal.
Where it's just like the little cracker things, but they infused it into a cereal.
Yes.
That's crazy.
They had 3 versions. They had the corn, the rice, and the honey nut versions. What's another cereal that I'm forgetting?
dropped. Like there are so many. Oh, like this is where we're gonna start getting into like weird territory. But did you know that they had Oreos cereal?
Yeah, I heard about that, but I know they discontinued that.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget Crave. Remember the little chocolate candy? They also made cereal out of it.
I don't remember that.
So basically, they're these like little candies that had like chocolate inside of them, and they basically made that into a cereal.
Hmm.
No, it wasn't that good. I tried it. It was awful.
Delphin is saying you got a free Doom mod with it. With which cereal? Oreos?
Wait,
That would be
really?
kick-ass. Oh no, wait, you're talking about Chex Quest. That was the cereal you were talking about. I think
Remember Golden Crisp?
yeah. I was gonna say, I think you can get Chex Quest for free now. It's just freeware.
That's hilarious. What was on it?
It was just a map pack of Doom levels, but you were the Chex Quest guy.
That's hilarious. But no, Golden Crisp was kind of gross though.
Yeah, I never had those.
Don't.
Oh shit, they're kidnapping Caterpie, my guy. Yeah, those Pokemon just look evil. They're definitely the evil Pokemon. How much money do I have? 1,500?
Bro, I'm looking at this one picture of the Lucky Charms leprechaun dude. He looks incredibly evil. I'm like, yo, the shading makes him look so evil.
Yeah, just give him some angry eyebrows and he'd look like a main villain.
Oh, here's one that we didn't mention. Fruit Loops.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
The Toucan Sam.
Remember the cereal straws that they were shilling?
Yes.
They should bring those back.
Honestly, those are fine. Like, I feel less embarrassed having wanted to eat one of those, but...
Yeah, same. Okay, I think I might stop here. Let me check. Yeah, I've been streaming for about 2.5 hours, so... Yeah, I'll, next week I'm gonna continue on with this game.
Hold on, one more. Did you know that there's Pop-Tart cereal?
Wait, what? No, I wasn't aware of that until now.
I think it was discontinued, but still, like, I didn't know that was a thing. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, me neither. Alright. Before I go, just want to give a shout out to New Dawn Horizon, Possum, Agent Ice, as well as Squall Hero for joining the stream. It's always appreciated, and I shall talk to you guys later. Peace out.